What happened with your knees and ankles?
He wants the story. Come back to the
Yeah,
story,
man, I
and
want
then
the full
Indy.
story. Tell me
After
the
story,
story.
Yeah,
I've got a question. Okay.
I'll
Okay,
tell
fine,
you the
fine, fine,
story.
fine.
But by the way, the best way to keep yourself inspired is live by your priority, not other people's.
So live
That's why
in
you don't
alignment
have
with
to
your
do it
values.
you're not then going, oh, every day I've got to do something to keep myself inspired. No, live by what's important to you every day, and you'll naturally be inspired because you're living in inspiration. So with my knees, what happened is I went to India, and
How about all stories start with? I went
Okay,
to
fill
India,
in the
right?
blank, go. And she went to India, and
Right. Okay, so she went to India.
I'm gonna say
Then she
car
saw
accident.
a fake doctor who wasn't really a doctor, who injected something into her knees, or she went to a pind. Right, pind guys are like a local town, and they made Manmeet to do some funky dancing, or maybe she
And
milked
then
some
something
cow.
gay.
Maybe
'Cause
she
she got
milked some
cocky.
cows.
Something gay 'cause
She
she
was
got
milking
cocky.
some cows, right? Yeah. She thought she was really good at getting the dud out, the milk out, right?
Yeah.
And then the equilibrium came down. It was like, that's it. You're
That's it,
good
it's
there. Your
done.
knees are
It's all
gone.
over.
Bang. That's the story. Right now, the real story.
another real story.
Yeah.
Great guesses, guys. Yeah, I went to India, and just as we would from the UK would, we went over there. You eat nice golgappe and the chaat stuff and all this. Yeah. You know what's coming next, right?
Yeah,
so that's
I
a given.
do.
That's a given for people who yeah. That's a given for people. So basically I got severe diarrhea over there, and then I came back to the UK, but then so over there I was like, well, that's normal, because anytime I go and that's just normal.
Yeah.
But I
As
came
soon as
back.
you get home, you'll be fine, right?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought. But that's when I basically came home and I got inflammation in my knees. So I was working at a laser eye surgery clinic in Harley Street, and I thought nothing of it. I was sitting there with one of the nurses, and she's like, "What's happened to your knee?" I was like, "Oh, nothing. It's a bit swollen." And she's like, "No, you have loads of fluid in it, and you need to go to A&E now."
Both knees or one knee?
First, it was just the left.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it was just the left at the time, and I was going through quite a bit of a challenging period in my life at that time as well, and I'll tell you why. This is probably all related. And so I went A&E, whatever, they did what they needed to do, but they didn't do the right thing at the time, based on what feedback I got afterwards. And they did like an overnight procedure straight away, tried to flush out, and then they let me go on the Friday, and then I was back in there again on the Monday. So they didn't know what to diagnose it as. So they just called it reactive arthritis.
Yeah, which is like we don't know what it is. Yeah.
Because they were trying to. It doesn't mean anything. They kept saying to me, "Have you been playing some sports? Have you?
Are you sexually active?"
They're trying to get all of that, and I'm like, no, none of it. And so they just, so anyway, they go, "Oh, well, it's just reactive then, reactive arthritis, because you went to India and you got diarrhea there." And I was like, I get that every time I go to India, So anyway, that was that, and then obviously they kept injecting me with steroids every now and again. They had me on medications that were anti-inflammatories. Again, they weren't helping, but then it spread from my left knee onto my left ankle, and then a little bit slowly onto my right knee and my right ankle as well, and then also onto my eyes as well. So, but it started off on the left. So when I went to see Dr. John Demartini, by the time I'd seen him before, I'd booked onto his course, but that was the 6-8 months in between. When I went to the course, and I went, all right, you say so much about mind body connection, what's going on with me then?
Right. Put you on the spot. Come on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And he said, right, what's going on? And I said, well, there's inflammation, pretty much mainly in the left knee. And he said, so what are you able to do or not do? I said, I can't bend it and I can't straighten it.
Right.
And he said, okay, so you may or may not know this side of things, Jazz, but mostly on the left side, if you get symptoms and feedback, it's to do with female. On the right side, it's to do with male and business.
Right.
So he said, so which female authority?
Left or right? What?
any feedback, any ailments, anything you typically get on your left side,
Yeah.
will be to do with a female.
Like a
Yeah,
woman.
female or family, yes. And on the right side, just your feminine side. Your right side will be male or business.
Just pause there 1 second. Indy, your multiple full body injuries. Which side?
Right.
Okay.
The majority right. I've had some on the left, but they've normally been on the right. Actually, the one I've got at the moment is on my left. So yeah.
Okay. You are medical mystery, mate. We'll leave it at that. Let me carry on with your story.
Yeah, so he said to me, he goes, which side? I said left, and then I told him what I could and couldn't do, and he said, this is the biggest question, that question straight off the top. He goes, so which female authority in your life,
right,
like your knees not bending, are you giving into and not being able to stand up to?
Whoa, that's like proper left field, but okay. And then he just didn't say anything because he's forcing you to go to that. And then you said,
I went, oh my God, that's my mum. And he said, okay, well, this weekend, let's balance out some of your perceptions about your mum. He says, I won't guarantee, because this all depends obviously on your own mind-body connection. You know, I've worked with people that I have helped overcome certain things, you know, in life that they were told they would never live through.
right.
Because we balance some perceptions. So we don't know anybody's mind-body connection. It really depends on how much they want to go there, and then again, how much on a cellular level are things really shifting. Because, you know, if it's there to be for some feedback for a reason, then it's gonna be there. So when he did that, and he told me to do, I said, okay, cool. So that was a Saturday Sunday program, and on the Saturday I worked my ass off. You know, I really did. And I went to places within my perceptions about my mum that, you know, were really ingrained in me at the time. And I know exactly why it was happening at that time. It was because I was the most challenged by my mum at that time. You know, I was having relationship issues, I was having financial issues, career issues and things like that. I just have gone back to a 9 to 5, you know, because I tried some other things and they, in my mum's eyes, you know, didn't work, etc. And so it was beautiful feedback, you know, beautiful bodily feedback that I chose to listen to. I chose to balance my perceptions around them. And then I was, on the Sunday, I was able to walk. I actually gave the crutches to my friend and I said, hold them while we walk to your car. And I was just shocked.